Well, we're just about out of time, but before we go, I wanted to visit with you a little bit about one of those really great fall chores that it's a wonderful thing for you to do right now, and that is to take a soil test. Now, we tell you a lot on Oklahoma Gardening about the importance of soil testing, and to get a soil test bag and have a soil test run, you can just go down to your local county extension office, pick up a bag and a brochure on how to take a test, and then return that to your county office, and for a fee of $10, they will send it in to Stillwater and have a soil test run. But something that we don't address quite as often is what you do after you get your soil test back. Now, the results that you would get would look something like this. You would get a soil test report back, and what they usually run is pH, and then they also run nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium on that. Now, if you put that this is for a lawn or a garden, you'll also get down here whether or not you need to add anything to your soil to be adequate. Now, if you'll notice on this particular soil test, our nitrogen is 28, and you look down here and it says that nitrogen is deficient. Now, they'll tell you it's deficient in what to add, but you may not know those numbers. Now, the number that they're actually using is 40 pounds per square acre of nitrogen is adequate. You don't need any more than that. So if you come back and your soil test says you have 60 pounds of nitrogen per square acre, then you're fine. You don't need to add any more nitrogen. Now, where people usually have too much nutrients is in the phosphorus and potassium, because those two elements are more immobile in the soil than nitrogen. And once you've got an adequate supply, they usually don't get depleted very fast. And if you look here, we've got phosphorus at 250 pounds per square acre. Now, the actual adequate level for that is 65. So they're not going to need to add any more phosphorus to their soil. And also the potassium is 727 pounds per square acre. Now, an adequate supply of that is 300. So they don't need any P and K. Now, where you run into problems is when you add, like every year you put on a 10-10-10 or a 10-20-10 fertilizer, you don't need to be adding that phosphorus and potassium. You just need to add nitrogen. So you can actually save yourself some money and also help your environment if you just add what you need. And that's why a soil test is really important.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.